Talia slung, just got a boot on it. But they're in this game at the moment, Melbourne. Tyson flicks a handball wide. Dawes, little fumble, Matt Jones, the 1-2. Dawes, there's that squeeze kick. Missed Burns. Kennedy Harris slips the handball. No, he doesn't. Goes for the kick. And he found his man on the run just inside 50, and this might work for them. Bales had a lot of it early.
That's exactly what I was talking about. We just saw what Turlick had the opportunity of doing. Kennedy Harris, who's a young player, was smart enough not to blaze away. He didn't just bomb it long. He had a good look, and then he saw Bale push into space and just chipped it over the top. Good option.
To level the scores up after 10 minutes. Opening turn. To the boos, that shouldn't worry him. Strikes it well and nails it. It's all square.
Well, they've had plenty of the ball, Melbourne. I mean, the disposals are 59-35 in favour of Melbourne. They're really chipping the ball around. They're using the ball. They're trying hard to find a bit of ball to their forward line, and they've had more inside 50s. It's 7-3, and it was just a bit of quality that was required in that last kick inside 50 that Jason was just talking about that presented the goal kicking opportunity. Just lowered the eyes at the last minute, found him, and then with a great kick by Bale, using the breeze to bring it back, got their first goal.
I'm going to pretend the two of you didn't have that conversation.
Jamar.
I was only trying to help, Jace.
Backing back with a flight. Riley, ball hits the deck. Watts did well. He flicks that back to Burns. Frawley hasn't seen a lot of it yet. Hands it out. Kennedy Harris. The twist, the turn, the shake.
Oh, well done.
And the bake.
Oh, well done.
They're in front.
Well, that's a terrific individual effort there from Jay Kennedy Harris. I thought he was in trouble. He didn't look comfortable on the left foot. He turned around, looked for the hand pass, but I think he was just selling everyone the dummy. Then he got back onto his right foot and finished off beautifully.
Missed tackle here, Jace. Watch this one. Coming up now by Yench. Or Brown. It's Luke Brown. Just not good enough. Reached for it. Get your head in there and charge at it. But well done by Melbourne. They look good. They're dominating at the moment. 8 inside 50s to 3 in favour of Melbourne. 6 clearances to 3 in favour of Melbourne.
Because Nathan Jones he's the one that gets the engine room going for these. Here he is.
Gets it off to Viney. Good centering ball. It's a 2-on-1 though. Smith was one of the two. Salem, stand start, pokes it long. Gee, hit that well. Off one step. He's got the goods.
I mean, we were out in the ground before the game, Jace, and we both come off and said, how swirly is it out here? And he's kicked a goal like that. I mean, that's either fluke or he's very, very, very talented.
Tell you what he's also done. I mean, he's got to the right spot. He's worked hard to get front and square. Hard. He ran past 3 Adelaide players to get there. Oh, he's just dropped that and it's turned into a drop punt. Yeah, but it wasn't held like a drop punt.
Give him some credit.
Oh, it's terrific. It's terrific. Have a look at the way he just throws on the boot here. Oh, how has that turned into a drop punt?
Well done.
That's a great finish, though. 11-6 inside 50s and 59-42 the uncontested possessions.
Salem again to Tyson. They're inspired right now, Melbourne. Watts gets his big moment here. Needs to be clever. Takes on Riley. Uses his full measure. And hits it. Would have got a kick again. Won't need it.
Well, that's brilliant. Again, we talk about body language. You want to see... he's one of those players that plays with a laconic style, but when you see that sort of urgency, he worked his player under it. You can see his numbers thus far for the season. His work rate looks to have dropped off. It will show you those numbers in a tick, but here's a replay. So he works Riley under the pill, but then he doesn't just throw it on the boot. He backs his speed and he goes hard, and that's a great goal.
Sure. Smith, dangerous, wants to come across goal. Oh. Just as dangerous. Dawes!
That's a strange kick, a really strange kick.
Was that Brodie Smith that did it?
Yeah, they do like using the corridor when they come out of defence. They try to change direction and then go through the middle of the ground, but on that occasion, a little kick that sat up on the head of Brent Riley, and Chris Dawes was always going to mark that one.
5 goals for this season. Just a 12-game season, his first year at Melbourne, but Better season from outside 50. Strikes it well. Sensational.
Well, they are stunned, the Adelaide supporters, and they should be. And they should be disappointed at the moment because this was a winnable game and Melbourne have come out. Let's have a look at Brodie Smith. The kick was on, but it had to be right, and he put too much air on it. Let's have a look here. He just got too much flight. It gave too much of an opportunity for the defender. It is a tough kick, and if you get that wrong in the middle of the ground, it'll cost you a shot on goal. And Chris Dawes made that shot a goal. A great kick from outside 50. For his rib. Let's have a look here.
Oh yeah, it was open. When you kick, you're open. You're not tense. Danger here again. Kennedy Harris flicks it up. Pedersen, nice hands over the top. Viney!
Wow, this is getting very, very desperate now. Credit to Melbourne. I mean, they're playing particularly well, but that man there's got a heap of headaches, and you can just see the frustration on the phone. Saw a shot of Matty Yench is coming from the ground. He's feeling something. He's copped one in the mid-rift. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. But again, it's a kick to a contest inside 50. We saw a turnover early from Smith, I think, that resulted in a Dawes goal. And this one is squared up, ends up in a Viney goal. And the D's are growing in confidence.
Open space for Matt Jones in the meantime. Players going down left, right and centre.
He can barely walk.
Bernie Vince, the half volley, and good. Hands off. Matt Jones, heads long. Dawes!
Have a look at Jack Watts trying to walk from the ground. He can barely walk.
And guys, for all he's gone down to the race as well, so there's a walking wounded down here at the moment.
He might need a stretcher, Jack Watts. Something happens here. He just jars it. He does something that puts his back out.
Oh, it just went.
Over stretches. He's had back problems before, but he's in real difficulty.
That's a disc or something, isn't it, Jace? He's...
This is for 7 Melbourne goals in a row. And this one certainly not going to script. At 15. Bernie Vince to the handball in there rather than kicking. He bangs a boom along.
That's a
free. Dawes was held.
Yep.
Gee, this would be massive for momentum. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Adelaide with all the running. Melbourne has not kicked a goal this term, but it could change right now for Chris Dawes and the Demons.
He can't believe it. Kyle Hartigan, he was trying to stop Dawes from running and jumping into Sam Jacobs, who was back loose waiting to mark the ball.
For their only goal of the term, keeps it low, and that's monstrous. On the three-quarter time siren.
Well, that takes the wind out of your sails, doesn't it? The Crows have dominated this quarter. They should have been ahead, well ahead, but they've kicked 3-6. Here's a free.
Oh, it's not much in it.
No, that's not
soft.
a free kick.
That is soft.
And you just want to make your players earn it in that part of the ground. If the umpires are going to give free kicks that are going to result on a shot on goal, you've got to make sure they're there. And, gee, that looked like it wasn't. Anyway, Chris Dawes kicks another good goal. He's looked really lively tonight. He's had the better of the duel against Kyle Hartigan. And Chris Dawes playing a great game to get it turned over.
Sets it up. Jamar's his target. Goes up. The fists come, knocked down. Nathan Jones. Was he caught high?
Oh.
You bet he was.
He did slip here. Let's have a look at this one. He's taking his time. Is he milking the clock? Did he cop one in the Scott maybe at the back lower neck?
He's only had the one kick in this fourth term, but this is as critical as any kick he's likely to have. If he can just give them some breathing space, will he drop at the knees? I reckon he's induced that one.
He's their gun. He's their best and fairest winner the last 2 seasons. From the angle.
What a kick.
And he has risen to the occasion.
Well, that's a big kick. A very, very big kick. You take it back to the other end when Sloane missed a shot from the other end, 20 metres out in front. Let's have another look to see if this was.
He half ducks and drops at the knees.
It's a free kick.
It's a classic.
You can't, you just...
He ducked into it.
From that angle, it's a no-brainer.
He drew it. There's no doubt about it.
But the kick was amazing for a right footer. That was a very tough kick. He hasn't had a big game, but he might have a big last quarter.
Make the best effort you can here. A goal would be invaluable.
Big kick.
To push this margin back out to 10 points. Watts from outside 50 gets plenty on it. Not enough. Mark! Can you believe it?
Jamar,
the big arms of Jamar up, and Brenton Sanderson cannot believe what he's seeing.
Well, they had plenty of tools down there. He's got to take his time. He's a left footer, so it's a perfect little round the corner for a left footer.
And just out of the square too, so he's going to have to kick on the angle.
Just keep an eye on how close he allows these Adelaide players at the side. He's got to pull them back.
It's supposed to be 5 metres.
Correct.
Come back.
That's better.
He's got to open up this angle. He's going to step out and kick.
Well done.
What could be a huge goal in the context of the season for both these teams. 10 points the margin, 6 minutes left.
They just won't go away, the D's.
Let's have a look at this, Mark.
Plenty of tools there. Jacobs was there. You had Talia there, but they couldn't spoil Mark Jamar.
We've got
little
under
nudge.
Jacobs.
Yeah, it's good body work on Jacobs.
Just as he's about to jump up there.
The frustrations of coaching.
Well, there's plenty of time left. There's 6 minutes left. 6 minutes here. Plenty of footy, but the Crows will need to kick 2 to win.
I think he did try and do it. This is big, this clearance. Tyson breaks free outside of the boot.
Brilliant.
Oh, that'll hurt.
Well, all right, Roo. Now we're looking at 16 points with 5 minutes to go.
Well, it's highly unlikely, isn't it? It's 3 goals in 5 minutes when they've kicked. What do they kick for the game? They've kicked 7 for the game. Unlikely. Legs are in favour of.
Look at the legs. You talk about the lack of interchange. 30-13 handball received to Melbourne in this fourth term.
And that's a good indication. It's
Massive.
a great indication. But there's still a chance. They've got to find it. But the story is Melbourne at the moment.
They're 1 clearance away from the victory. 3 points the margin. There it is. Bale sends him inside 50. And this is huge for Melbourne. The siren will sound. And the Roos resurrection is unfolding before our eyes. Football never ceases to amaze. Even when you think you know, you never know.